Welcome to the Best Things Podcast. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to follow us on all the socials at Best Things Pod as well. Now, here are your hosts, Craig and Aaron.
Hello, internets. Welcome into the Best Things Podcast. My name is Craig. Sitting next to me, as always, Aaron Brooks. Nothing funny in the middle that time. I couldn't think of anything. Ladies and gentlemen, it's happening. You asked for it. By popular demand, this episode is in your ear holes or your eyeballs if you're watching online. This is Roadside Attractions Part 2. We don't do many two-parters.
No.
But this one was an impromptu two-parter, if I remember right. We recorded this when? May?
Yes, at the beginning of the summer season.
And so here we are at the end of the summer season. It is it Labor Day? No, Labor Day. Well, we're leading up to Labor Day.
We're leading into Labor Day.
Yeah. And so maybe this is your last time to travel, or maybe you're going to get in some fall travel.
You may be dying, and it's your last time to travel.
Maybe that's, yeah, I guess so. So, yeah, this is part 2 of that episode. You have done some traveling since we did this, right? Didn't you go to? We both have been to Florida.
Went to Florida.
I've been to Florida twice since we did this.
You've been to Florida twice. I've been to Florida once, and we went to Knoxville to Eastern Tennessee to the Smokies.
Yeah,
for a few days.
Did this half a list help you at all in your travels?
Absolutely not. It did not in any way, shape, or form help. We're getting ready to go to Dallas for Labor Day weekend, so I'm hoping maybe today.
We haven't got to Texas yet.
We haven't gotten to Texas yet, so I'm hoping that maybe today it kind of gives me some ideas.
I need to go back and look. What was Mississippi?
I can tell you what Mississippi was. It was a rundown
That's right.
grocery store that I didn't understand. They want you to give money to help restore this whole grocery store.
We didn't go through Vicksburg, I don't think, this time. So, yeah, that was. So if you have no context for what we're talking about, this episode was we found this episode on thethrillist.com that said these are the weirdest roadside attractions in the U.S. Every state's attraction. And we thought we could get through all 50 in one episode, but there's some of these that are so strange. We spent a lot of time going down rabbit holes, and we got it to the M's. So we're going to finish this list out today and talk more about it. I'm trying to remember back at this. I feel like there was some other criteria we talked through about these, and I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, it's been too long for me.
It's been too long, and we didn't take great
don't remember.
notes. I think we were looking at value also, weren't we? Was it whether it was free or not? Or
yes, as I was pulling up Google reviews.
That's right, Google reviews.
We were comparing the Google reviews to what they said to see if it was worth your time, money, and effort to get maybe off the beaten path or just pull off the road and check one of these places out.
Yeah, that was 100% it. That's what I was thinking of. So whether you are, maybe you've already taken your summer trips and you're starting to make plans for next year, or you're taking some fall, maybe this will help you for the holidays. Thanksgiving's around the corner. Christmas is around the corner. Let this list be your guide. This is part 2. And if you have not listened to part 1 of this episode yet, what are you doing?
It is a required course.
It is. It is. It's fun. There were some really good ones on here. Very quick. I'm not going to give you any context, but I'm going to mention a few. Of course, Aaron already mentioned terrible Mississippi, which I went through the entire length of Mississippi twice.
And didn't stop?
I had to stop a couple times reluctantly. Mississippi continues to be one of the worst states in the union. What's always funny to me is when we go through Mississippi, there's always that moment when you're leaving Mississippi and going into Alabama when you cross the state line, the roads suddenly get magically better. Like you go from to smooth sailing. And then on the way back, you forget about it. You're like, oh, okay, we're on our way home. Oh, my gosh, did I hit a pothole? No, it's just Mississippi roads. So we talked about Mississippi already. The Spam Museum from Minnesota.
That was Minnesota?
That was Minnesota. Big Gus. There was a paper house. Blueberry Land.
Maine.
You had a couple of different dinosaur attractions, which was weird.
One in Arizona.
My favorite one was the world's largest collection of the world's smallest versions of the world's largest things.
Okay, was that in Kansas?
Well, it was supposed to be, but
it's the traveling
it travels
museum.
Yeah, we knocked it points for that.
It kind of runs all over, and you hope that you run into it somewhere.
The future birthplace of Captain Kirk.
That was in Iowa?
We had Oasis Bordello Museum.
Was that in Florida?
That was Idaho.
Oh.
That was the creepy basement.
The unspeakable things happened in.
Yeah.
It was a red light
a little
district.
Red light district in Idaho. So there's lots of crazy stuff. Go back and listen to that up if you have not already. We are in the M's now.
I ran across this website called roadsideamerica.com, and I don't know if the Thrillist pulled any of their information from here or not, but this is what their site is dedicated to,
really?
Your online guide to offbeat tourist attractions. And I'm looking through Colorado since we're getting ready to go there in a few weeks. We'll be out there in the middle of September. And it's got a lot of really neat stuff. It's got just offbeat landmarks, oddities, the Bishop Castle, like we mentioned in the previous episode. That was kind of the top thing for Colorado was this one. But it also has some other really neat things listed that we have been to in Colorado. So this looks like maybe a really good site to bookmark.
Okay.
They also offer an app for your phone called Roadside America that has all sorts of these weird places, but it's $2.99, and I'm not willing to pay them $3 to look at this, but it gets a lot of good ratings.
Does it have a map that, like, as you travel, you can see these things?
That's what it looks like.
Okay.
And you can then pull up all of the stuff that's in your area and look at it. So if you need the app, you can use that. I'm just going to stick to their website for now.
Yeah.
Then they also have one here. This is piquing my interest. I don't know what all of this is, but it's called Roadside Presidents.
What?
Okay. Discover historic landmarks and silly sites from Washington to Trump. And this one is like calling my name. Like this is for me.
It's different historical presidential markers throughout the country.
Yes.
So like this is where Abraham Lincoln did this. Or is it like birthplaces and schools and like that kind of thing? Or a mixture of the two?
Maybe a mixture of the two.
This is where...
Like here's the birthplace of James K. Polk. Here is a statue of something. Here's the birthplace of Lincoln.
So these are like big markers, not like this is where Bill Clinton had a cheeseburger one time.
There are historical libraries and birthplaces, but also quirky museums, obscure statues, and colorful folk art tributes to the nation's procession of commanders in chief.
That's cool.
So this is for me.
Yeah.
Or you, if you are a history buff and somebody who enjoys learning about the presidents, this is right down my alley. Like, I would plan a trip around this app.
Yeah. That sounds cool. Okay, well, are you ready to dive into the second half of this list?
Let's get weird.
Before we can figure out the best thing, we have to talk about all the things. It's time for the thing about the things.
We do need to make mention that our previous champion was the Winchester House in California, correct?
Yes, that to my knowledge.
So I think the apropos thing to do is the winner of this episode
faces that one.
Needs to face that one.
And then decide which of the 50 states has the weirdest roadside attraction.
Yeah. So we made it all the way through Missouri last time. Missouri didn't have anything very special. It was a little cottage.
Oh, that's right.
Missouri, you can also continue to disappoint. Why is it all the M states surrounding us are terrible? Missouri has some good stuff. You got way more better things than Mississippi. Mississippi continues.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They're definitely ahead of Mississippi.
Oh, absolutely. But they're still behind us.
Yes.
Okay, so now a little heads up in case you did miss that last episode. We have not looked at this list past this, just this one to know where we were. So we're going to this list completely blind.
Totally blind.
The reactions you're getting are genuine. Much like the boudoir house, like there's going to be some surprises that we don't know about. So
right.
If there's something on this list that I don't think the Thrillist would put something offensive on here, but if there is, we didn't know about it until right now. And we don't edit these things, so
yeah, you're getting it.
You're going to get stuck with it. Montana. First up on our list today.
Okay. I love Montana. This is a great state. I'm looking forward to going back there again. So I'm hoping that this is something good.
It's the Havre Beneath the Streets. That's what it's called.
Havre Beneath the Streets?
I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced. Havre.
Havre.
I don't know.
That's the name. Okay, it's the name of the town.
It's the name of the town as well.
Okay, I don't know where this is.
This is what the article from the Thrillist says. Okay, this is a little outside the box for a state littered with cool roadside fossil museums and whatnot, but there are only so many dinosaurs and ghost towns we can write about, and seldom is a roadside attraction actually under the road. Okay, you've piqued my interest. It's under the road.
Underground.
There is basically an entire city underneath the town of Havre. A series of underground tunnels that houses the preserved remains of a Chinese laundry, opium dens, and even another bordello. And since this is the West, the saloon still stands as well. Basically a living museum of a boomtown past, one that is slightly creepy and endlessly fascinating.
Havre.
It is Havre. Havre Beneath the Streets.
Okay, so
this is interesting.
This is a city under town, a town underground.
Both of those work.
This gets 4.7 stars on Google out of 161 reviews. So
they do daily tours. I'm trying to find some pictures. They surprisingly don't have a lot of pictures about it.
So I'm looking on Google at pictures. This looks like a drugstore.
So all of it is just underground? Like, is it just one big underground basement situation that has these different... I'm intrigued.
I mean, it looks like a giant basement.
You need to go look at pictures.
I would definitely...
We'll do like last time. We'll link this list in our bio so you can go look at this yourself.
Also, this picture somebody took of... It must be across the street. The Havre Railroad Museum. But then this says Historical Underground. Okay, so did you mention something about railroads?
I did, yeah. It just says underground tunnels. So I have more questions than I do answers at this point. Like, did they build a town on top of a town? Or
so this looks like Main Street.
It just looks like a normal Main Street.
Downtown here.
Yeah.
And then you go in and go down the stairs, I guess, into...
Go back to that one picture.
Where?
Sorry.
This one?
I know this is an audio medium.
This is a... Yeah.
So that's underground. Yes?
No, I see a door.
Okay.
So that's just outside here.
I'm still confused.
I am confused as well.
I'm confused. I like the concept. I think the concept is pretty cool. Like a preserved, old-timey thing that's, but I want to know why they chose to build around it. Was it in a... Maybe it was... I don't know. I have more questions than I do answers at this point. Like, was the city originally like in a valley and they had to kind of build over it?
When fire destroyed most of Havre, business owners moved underground to carry on their business until the town could be rebuilt.
Okay.
We invite you to step back in time with us as much as 100 years into the Sporting Eagle Saloon, a turn-of-the-century honky-tonk where cowboys gambled, kicked up their heels, and drank good old-fashioned frontier rot gut.
Okay, that makes more sense then. So there's a backstory to this.
See all of this and hear why the underground exists on the Havre Beneath the Streets historical tour.
So when the apocalypse happens and
We're
the
moving to
meteor
Havre.
hits, we know where to go.
Yeah.
There's already a town existing underground.
Here's a recent Google review. I'm just trying to see if this is good. Such a cool experience for my son and I. The tour guide was wonderful. All the ladies working there were kind and full of knowledge about the town. Definitely worth checking out. Such an interesting part of history, whether you're from the town or not. I've never seen anything else like it.
Okay. And it got a what on Google review?
4.7 stars.
So it got a 4.7.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Only
good.
161 reviews, but I mean, I don't know where Havre, Montana is.
Right, yeah.
And you don't just happen to run into Montana.
No.
I mean, you go to Montana on purpose.
Yeah, you're going there for a national park or something. You're not just stumbling across Montana.
Yeah, you've got to...
Oops, I landed in Montana.
Oh, and it's
Near Canada.
way up here near the Canadian border.
Oh, wow.
So... You definitely are
really,
going to Havre, Montana on purpose.
You really are going there.
So,
okay.
I've got some friends from Great Falls. That looks like it's still a trek up there.
Tell them to go investigative reporting for us.
This is the coolest, weirdest thing.
Yeah.
In Montana.
I mean,
don't know
what else. You've been to Montana. What's there?
I mean, we did all outdoor stuff like the Glacier National Park, Yellowstone.
But I mean, did you see any weird roadside stuff?
Weird roadside stuff? No.
While he's looking, I think he's looking on the what was that site called?
RoadsideAmerica.com.
While he's looking there, I want to remind everybody we do have this thing called the Taco Bell that at any point we can add one of these attractions to our bracket, which we will do at the end of this episode to determine which one of these things is the best weird thing, and it'll go up against Winchester House.
Okay, I'm just looking here to see what the top-rated weird attractions are in Montana. See if anything may look better than this. So far, I don't see Havre beneath the ground.
It's not even on the list.
In the list. It is listed under Havre. They do have that there.
Yeah.
But their top-rated things are like the radon health mines.
Okay.
Therapeutic radioactivity. They have a 27-foot tall penguin.
Okay, see that makes more sense. I was about to say, they mentioned we didn't want to include any dinosaurs or ghost towns or fossil things.
Okay, this is at the coldest spot in the nation, it says.
Really?
And they have a 27-foot tall penguin. To me, that's kind of a cool
that's
roadside
neat.
attraction.
Yeah.
That's neat.
I think that's a miss on this Thrillist list.
Or this one. This one's in Butte, Montana. People go there more often. It's called Lake of Death. And it's a viewing platform that reveals a vast hole in the ground filled with toxic water.
Oh.
It's like Crater Lake, except a lake of poison. That's also kind of cool.
That is kind of cool.
Like, if you fall into it, you're probably dead. I like something that has things like that.
Go take an enemy that you may have. Hey, come on, let's go on vacation together.
Libby, Montana. I've been to Libby, Montana. I did not know this was there, or I would have stopped. But it is the world's largest cast iron frying pan.
Really? They did a terrible job of marketing that.
They did.
That's what you would have been.
It's a little bitty place.
Yeah.
Like, if you're in Libby, you should know that the world's largest cast iron frying pan.
So how did you miss? Was it not in a prominent place?
I don't know. It's
like tucked away somewhere.
It must be. It must be. I wish I'd have known that. That's fantastic.
Now you see why our last episode went so long. And we had to cut it short. We're doing this in real time. You want to give us Nebraska? That's next up on our list here.
Nebraska. It's a rest area. Okay, it's a rest area.
Keep it classy, Nebraska. Way to go.
This is funny. There's a well-known roadside attraction known as Car Hinge, which is like Stonehenge, but with cars. It's lovely. Definitely stop and see it. But keep driving just a couple miles north, and you'll come to the actual roadside attraction, the Nebraska Rest Area. The Wi-Fi is free. The toilet is non-flushing, and that's it. Hang on, as I will just turn this around to you.
Yes.
There you go. That is what you found. The Nebraska Rest Area.
Oh my gosh.
That's funny.
It is funny.
This is hilarious. This is like a 60-second stop.
Oh yeah.
You're just gonna snap a picture.
You might not even stop. You're probably not even getting out of the car.
You're slowing down and snapping a picture on this one. This one's funny though.
It is funny.
This isn't going to take up a lot of time.
No. Did you describe it or did you just show the picture? Because I want to make sure our audio listeners know what we're doing here.
I did describe.
Okay.
Well, sort of.
It's hay bales with a toilet on the hay bales. With apparently they have free Wi-Fi. So just kind of get that visual. It looks exactly like it looks like it looks like a bathroom at a Branson, Missouri hayride. That's the best way to describe it.
Sure. This is like not pulling up on Google. the first thing that pulls up is a rest area stabbing in Nebraska. I don't know if that happened at the same place.
I hope so. I mean, not that I hope it happened, but if it's going to happen, I'm hoping it's here.
It looks like a place that you might get stabbed, okay?
It absolutely
Like, if you spend more than 60 seconds here, you probably will get stabbed.
What I want to know is why the green armchair next to the toilet.
Are you allowed to sit on this stuff?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm sitting on it.
I mean, it looks like there's kind of some hay stairs getting up there.
Yeah, it does.
What is in the big white box labeled rest area? This is what I want to know.
I don't know. People that get stabbed get thrown into that.
Or those is those urinals? Is that urinal stops? Is that I am surprised they didn't put car hinge on this list. Car hinge is very cool.
Okay, I have a prediction to make.
Okay.
And that is Texas. I think Texas is going to be the cars stood up on their ends at Amarillo. I think it's out on Amarillo. It's on I-40 headed toward Amarillo. That's going to be my prediction for Texas. Again, this is not pulling up on Google for me when I Googled Nebraska rest area. Yeah. And I'm not finding it.
So we don't have a Google review.
I don't have a Google review for it.
So it's got nothing. So it gets a 0.
What would you give it?
I mean, I have a feeling what I've seen is what it is. There's not much more to that. I do think it's funny. From 1 to 5, I'll give it a 2. Maybe.
Are you you don't drive out of the way for this?
No, you don't go out of the way.
You don't go out of the way for this.
Yeah.
But if you're there, it's funny.
If you're driving by and it's on the side of the road, you're going to stop and take a picture. You're not just going to cruise on. I mean, you might cruise on by it. Let's be honest. You might. Yeah. I mean, there's been some weird stuff like that in Arkansas that you don't stop for. You just like, it's just Arkansas. You know, it's just Arkansas crazy people. Next up, we have Nevada. Nevada or Nevada?
Nevada.
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 I didn't say either of those.
It's Nevada, Missouri.
Oh yeah.
Nevada. The state.
Nevada. I still say Nevada. The Goldwell Open Air Museum in Beatty, Nevada. Words like ghost and death are particularly appropriate to use in any description of Goldwell, and located near the eastern edge of Death Valley, now well documented on Instagram. The Open Air Museum is a quirky sculpture park in the middle of the desert that's specifically known for its ghoulish, shrouded figures staged in what looks like Leonardo DiCaprio's Last Supper. Don't get us started in the Olympics. He followed this up with 2 more pieces featuring the same haunting figures, though only one, called Ghost Rider, still stands. So yeah, it is out in the desert. These are the best way to describe it is like ghosts wearing shrouds, but no body or heads or anything. It's just the shroud in its place. Yes. It looks very neat. I mean, again, I don't know that this is something I'm going out of my way to go see.
No. My question is, though, does this, in like the rest area, it seems like it sort of fits the quirky roadside attraction,
That's
though,
true.
kind of fairly well, more than like parking and going to pay for a tour somewhere or something.
Yeah.
You know, those are... When I think of a roadside attraction, I'm thinking of things like this or the giant cast iron pan.
I mean, if I'm going through the desert and
on a horse with no name,
and I come across this, I mean, I'm definitely interested. I mean, when I was scrolled past it, I'm like, oh wow, that's really cool. It's great looking art.
What is it called again?
The Goldwell Open Air Museum in Beatty or Beatty, Nevada.
Could be Beatty.
Beatty.
Okay, this gets 4.5 stars, 1.2 thousand reviews, so quite a few more reviews. People seem to like it. Let's see. Let's
I can imagine people taking pictures next to it. I'm curious what's around it. Like, is this something you have to go out of your way to see?
That's Donald Trump, isn't it? Is that Donald Trump?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just looking at the hair. I'm not sure what that is.
I think the upper chest area might not be.
I didn't notice that. Okay, you're right.
It's a very cool sculpture park. If you're into sculpture, that place might be interesting to you.
There is, you asked, It looks like there's some exploration maybe that you can do in the area.
So some hiking trails,
Maybe.
and things like that.
Maybe.
I mean, if you're hiking and you come across that, that'd be cool. Or if it's, out there and you're hiking, I could see going out of your way to go say, oh, I've heard this is really cool. Let's go look at it. But I don't know that I'm leaving Vegas going, okay, do we want to do anything else while we're in Nevada? Let's go to Beatty, and go look at this ghost sculpture park.
I agree. I want to just harken back real fast to Nebraska. Okay. I had to look at Roadside America to see what they said. Carhenge is number 1 for them, which makes sense. They also have the largest city museum between Denver and Chicago there that has all sorts of historical Kool-Aid stuff on display.
Okay.
They have a Bigfoot Crossroads of America museum.
Okay.
They have the world's largest ball of stamps. They have the world's largest pair of overalls. All of these things sound better than the rest area.
The rest
place.
area, yeah.
I think those were better.
Yeah, I agree. Missed opportunities, Thrillist.
It is.
All right, what do we got next?
New Hampshire. We're going to New England.
Yeah.
To Newbury, New Hampshire.
Okay.
Sounds like a lovely little place to live.
It does.
And they have the Chicken Farmer Rock.
That's all it is just that rock?
It's at some point in the 70s or 80s, the words "Chicken Farmer, I love you" were painted on a rock by the side of the road in the small town of Newbury. Legend holds that this was the work of a boy too shy to confess his crush on a girl living on a chicken farm to her face.
That's hilarious.
The rock became a local treasure, and its message remained there, lightly maintained by residents until around 15 years ago, when one of these anonymous restorations updated the message to "Chicken Farmer, I still love you." In 2011, the Department of Transportation responded to some horrible person's complaint about the art and painted over it.
What?
The rock's unnamed custodians, though, didn't take long to paint it back.
Good job.
So it's a rock on the side of the road,
big rock
that says in spray paint, "Chicken Farmer, I still love you."
This is quirky and funny, roadside attraction. Yes, I ain't stopping for that.
So far, I feel like back half of these 25 states are not as good as the front half.
No.
Let's see. This is called Chicken Farmer Rock. I still love you. It gets 4.9 stars.
Wow.
Out of 48 reviews, though.
Yeah.
Only 48 people
Those are the 48 people, and it's probably really 12 people with multiple accounts. Those people are the ones that are keeping this thing maintained.
Yeah, I don't think I'm even stopping. I'm just like, hey, somebody spray painted on a rock over there.
Yeah, if you don't know the backstory, there's zero to it.
This matters to nobody outside of the residents of that town who probably know the legend of this story.
Exactly. You have to go hunt this roadside attraction down. If you're just driving by, you think it's vandalism, and that's why the city is doing something about it.
They have a mine. They have a submarine in a ditch. Okay, that sounds kind of neat.
Yeah.
They have a museum of dumb guy stuff.
Oh, okay.
Hundreds of converted action figures.
We need to go petition to do a live show there.
Yeah. Layout. They have a train layout. It fills the basement of a 200-year-old house. Wow. Is it dumb guy stuff or dumb guy stuff?
Oh. I see what they did there.
So that is pretty cool.
That is cool.
That's what I would want to go see.
Better than Chicken Farmer Rock.
They also have the American Classic Arcade Museum. Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Battlezone. Bring quarters in and experience a lot of all of that. But I would vote Museum of Dumb Guy Stuff.
I would too.
As the roadside attraction.
We should be creating an alternate. Well, this feels like the USA Today list.
Yeah,
we're
fixing their at least their back half. I didn't have that many complaints about the front half, but
I didn't feel the need to go look up. Is there better things?
Better things.
Yeah.
No, those felt good enough.
Maybe we're getting back on track with New Jersey, because in New Jersey we have Lucy the Elephant in Margate City. There are infinite roadside attractions in America, but the first was Lucy.
Whoa.
Built in 1881, predating the Statue of Liberty. This six-story elephant.
That's a big elephant.
Was built to lure tourists to Margate City. She survived lightning strikes, Hurricane Sandy, being converted into various restaurants and taverns and summer homes, and one vanity presidential run. She's a National Historic Landmark, and most importantly, is much more than simply something that's fun to look at. You can climb up the spiral staircase inside her leg and take a view from upstairs. Now we're cooking.
Lucy, excuse me. Lucy gets 4.6 stars, 2.8 thousand reviews. So there's a lot more people in New Jersey.
I'm taking Lucy.
That's neat.
This is the first one.
That's
on the
worth
back half.
seeing.
Yeah.
Lucy the elephant is cool.
Lucy's going at a soft number 3.
5 miles south of Atlantic City. This is easily accessible. If you're going to New York, New Jersey, this area, you're going to be right there. You should go see.
I mean, 6
Lucy.
stories.
That's a big elephant.
That is a
right?
big elephant.
Yeah.
I mean, that's taller than any building we have in our town. You know? I mean,
it is.
That is a big elephant. So that's an impressive.
And it's hard to appreciate that size in that picture right there.
Right, yeah.
You don't get the enormity of the elephant.
You really don't. I mean, that's a 2-story building right next to it.
My brother-in-law's from New Jersey. I wonder if he's ever been to see Lucy the elephant.
You need to, again, another road.
Built in 1881. I'm like, this is
That's
old.
Old.
Predates the Statue of Liberty. I mean, this is what welcomed people to America before the Statue of Liberty was Lucy the elephant.
That's what, 150 years old almost? I mean, that is an old thing that has been around for a long time and really cool.
And you can climb up this one. This is fun. This is
what we wanted.
Yeah, this is what we were hoping for. Lucy the elephant, that's great. I don't even need to look to see what else New Jersey has. They probably have some other cool things.
I'm sure they do.
But that's great.
That's great.
Fantastic.
What's next?
New Mexico.
New Mexico.
I had a feeling this is where we were going with New Mexico. And it says basically everything in Roswell, New Mexico.
Right. Roswell is a roadside attraction.
Yes. Like, this is the only reason you go to Roswell.
That's true.
Is just for aliens
Really, what
and
else
UFOs.
is in New Mexico? I mean, other than some good Mexican food or Tex-Mex food, right? But like,
yeah.
Albuquerque.
Yes.
There's not a lot in Albuquerque. Low humidity. I can appreciate that about New Mexico.
There's some pretty parts of New Mexico. I've been through there quite a few times, but Roswell is a place I have not been to. I would love to go to.
Yeah.
Just for the sci-fi UFO stuff. There's going to be some cheesy stuff there.
Oh my gosh. So much cheese. You'd think you're in Wisconsin.
Yeah, absolutely. But Roswell has to go on the list.
Yeah.
I think Roswell.
So you're just going to put Roswell.
I'm going to put Roswell.
Oh, that's what it is.
It's what it says. Basically everything.
I thought that was just an anecdote from you, but that's what it says.
Because it says, is it fair to call an entire town a roadside attraction?
Yeah. That's true.
The sheer number of alien-related things populating the street of Roswell makes it unavoidable.
There's a fake alien autopsy site.
Makeshift space ships you can tour.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, where do you want it?
Man, when you talk about an entire town just being dedicated to this.
What does Roswell have a Google ranking?
Ooh.
Just the city of Roswell, New Mexico?
Let's see. There's a Roswell, New Mexico TV series.
I bet
it got a 6.3 rating on IMDb.
That's the highest rating so far.
Out of 10.
It goes to 10. Which would be about a 3-something?
It gets 3 stars. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
What is their population? Population is 47,000, so it's bigger than where we live. Let's just Roswell, New Mexico. I got to look at some images here.
Sorry, I looked ahead. I shouldn't have looked ahead.
Like that sign, just everything there is going to be so
everything is
fun.
going to be cool. I mean, it's like you're stuck in the 60s, Jetsons, space agey.
Lost in Space.
Yeah.
Twilight Zone.
Yeah, everything about
just like
it.
all of these things.
X-Files.
I mean, we can move this,
Black.
obviously. Look at their freaking flying saucer McDonald's.
That's pretty dope.
I'm putting it number 1.
You're going number 1?
I'm going number 1.
Oh,
obviously, we can move it. But I feel like this. Look at, there's a better shot of the McDonald's.
That's
They've
really
only
cool.
got that's the only McDonald's
Please
like that.
go online. If I think about it, we'll put it right here. Go and look at the Roswell, New Mexico McDonald's. You will not be disappointed. You will wish you had one in your hometown. That's how that works.
Let me before we move off of them, I just want to look at TripAdvisor and see things to do. The International UFO Museum and Research Center,
Wild.
Roswell Museum, they have a bottomless lake state park. That sounds kind of ominous.
Wait, hold on. Okay, time out. Does it feel like the lake is bottomless, or do you not wear pants?
Ooh, I could see somebody could misinterpret that.
Exactly. There's got to be a sign somewhere, right?
Yes, like pants required. Shorts must be worn at all time.
Bottomless lake and full commando, just
Bitter Lake, Bricktown, Alien Attack, the Museum of Contemporary Art. They've got sand dunes.
That's cool.
It seems like a neat place to go.
If there are not spaceship looking dune buggies on those sand dunes, there's a missed opportunity there. They need to look like TIE fighters or X-Wings, just out there flying through the sand.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's absolutely worthy for the list. A little surprised at number one, but so far on the list, you can't fault you for putting it number one. I giggled earlier because New York has the big duck.
What? Okay, are they competing with New Jersey?
I guess that's what it feels like.
Is this a 6-story duck?
It's in Flanders, New York. Take the wrong lane on your way to the Hamptons. You might miss the big duck, which has been amusing passing motorists for almost a century. 1931, Long Island duck farmer named Martin Murrer allegedly visited a roadside coffee shop shaped like a giant coffee pot and thought, I should do the same thing to advertise my Pekin ducks. So he enlisted the help of builders who constructed out of cement. It doesn't say how tall it is. They finished their creation with two eyes made from the Ford Model T tail lights that continue to glow red to this day. I'm not taking this. It's kind of dumb.
4.6 stars.
That's how many people?
869.
That's surprising.
Let me ask you if you would rather see some of these other roadside attractions in New York. How about Daredevil Graves of Niagara Falls, where people, went over the falls, died, and they were buried there?
That's ominous.
That seems cool. The world's largest cat with rolling eyes and a Santa hat from the 1960s.
Okay.
Lives there.
Weird. New York's got to have a lot of stuff, right? How many roadside things are just near New York City?
The House of Frankenstein Wax Museum, Motorcyclepedia.
I can't remember if we said this on our last episode or not. I have never been impressed by a wax museum. Have you ever been to a wax museum that you've enjoyed?
I've never been to a wax museum.
Really?
No.
I've never been to one that I've enjoyed. I'm always intrigued because they put the best ones out front, and you're like, oh, that's really cool. But then you go into it, and you're like, this is wildly disappointing. What else we got?
The Star Trek original series set tour.
Okay.
There's an Elvis impersonator that spent 20 years building a perfect replica of the starship USS Enterprise set.
I like how they included that it was an Elvis
impersonator. Like, that adds a wrinkle to this.
It really does.
Like, you're like Star
it's
Trek.
Not enough to know he's a Trekkie, but
he's an Elvis impersonator.
Elvis impersonator.
And I don't know. He sort of looks a little Elvisish.
Yeah. And is that Wax Shatner, or is that the real Shatner?
That looks like the real Shatner.
It does look like the real Shatner. Who is like 90-something years old.
So I guess this means it's endorsed by Shatner.
Maybe.
It's in Ticonderoga, New York.
Okay.
Which I've always thought is one of the coolest names for a town. I'm not taking the duck.
I'm not taking the
New
duck,
York
no.
should have done better.
Yeah. What else we got? We're
in North Carolina. Oh, man. They have the world's largest chest of drawers.
Oh, my gosh.
Or if you're from the South or anywhere, it's a chest of drawers. Let's see. High Point, North Carolina. It's the home furnishings capital of the world. And that makes sense because so much of the furniture that we get, like Ashley and those places, they have headquarters out there.
Yep.
A lot of furniture gets built.
Yep.
It's a 38-foot dresser.
Okay, so you're talking nearly 4 stories.
Built in 1926.
Wow.
It comes complete with 2 gigantic socks.
What I want to know is what are the socks made of? So if the rest of it is wood or whatever, like, are the socks carved out of wood or are they fabric?
They look like they've been carved out of wood or
whatever it's made out of.
Whatever it's made out of.
Cement or
Apparently, they do not have the world's largest pair of underpants, though. You have to go all the way to Egypt for that.
Oh my gosh!
World's largest chest of drawers.
We'll do a global roadside attractions thing. At some point.
This is an interesting nod to the furniture making of North Carolina. Kind of cool.
Yeah, but I mean, can you go in it? Probably
I
not.
don't think so.
It
just looks like a light shining on the outside of it.
So I mean, you're just talking. This is hey, that's neat. Look at that, and then you're gone.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 4 stories tall. That's the size of our hospital here. So that is right. I guess it's probably closer to 3 stories. So it's pretty big. What's it get on Google?
Oh, I've just been sitting here looking at it. I forgot to even. Okay,
it must be better than you think. You're just sitting there admiring it.
Largest chest of drawers. High Point, North Carolina gets 4.5 stars, 498 reviews.
Okay.
It looks like it has been repainted. This is a year ago.
Oh,
they updated apparently.
They update it.
Like this looks a little more modern. Like they've redone the socks. They've redone it has the new look to it. That looks kind of antique-ish.
Well, now we need to Google a little bit. Like world's largest chest of drawers. How often are they updating it?
Yeah, I feel like we need more information about this. High Point, North Carolina. They have a children's museum only 343 steps away from it. So there's other things to do. Oh, okay. Here's a better picture. This gives you an idea. It's sitting right in the middle of town.
Oh my goodness. That helps a lot.
It kind of gives you an idea now.
It almost
other
looks
buildings.
like a bridge. What's that bridge in New York? Is it the Brooklyn?
The Brooklyn Bridge?
It looks like the entryway kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Let me see here. It says everything you need to know, but it's not giving me any information about it.
There is also a giant chair near it, apparently. See there?
Oh, okay.
So there's other large furniture.
Here's another different picture of it. So they're constantly updating this. Let me see here. Hold on.
Yeah. That's
twice each year.
Oh.
Interior designers and furniture leaders. Oh, never mind. They fly from all over the world.
What do they meet inside of it?
I don't think they meet inside of it.
Also, Google says it's 32 feet.
Oh, really? So there's discrepancy.
There's a discrepancy. And it calls it a building. It calls it a building.
It does call it a building.
Can you go into it?
That's a great question. Fascinating podcasting, ladies and gentlemen, right here.
Yeah, this is what you came to listen to.
This is what you came to. Hey, it's on Roadside America.
I was just going there to see if they had it.
And
they've got it number 2. That means that it is up there.
They also say it's 42 feet or 32 feet.
Mine says 38 feet.
Roadside says 32 feet.
I'm on Roadside. See? Now 38 feet tall.
Oh, maybe they've updated.
I bet it's been added to.
I'm in an article.
Okay. I'm going to guess that they added 6 feet to this.
It appears. So there's the original picture.
Okay.
Looks like it was like a welcome to our city kind of situation.
It has morphed over time.
They had a mirror on top of this chest of drawers. That was a mirror.
Okay.
And it had lettering on it.
Gotcha.
So they must have done away with the mirror, probably blinding birds. And they have refurbished it from time to time. I cannot find on here how often they redo it. I know they've done it at least 4 times. Even though it says creation was modeled on a piece of furniture that had never been made in high point. 50 years from now, we won't feel the need to redo the face again.
Why? Are they just going to destroy it?
I guess because he thinks
furniture would be obsolete.
Maybe.
Let me tell you, North Carolina is also home to the world's largest 10 Commandments built in a field. They have the world's largest Duncan Fife chair. That's the one I showed you the picture of. It's a 30-foot tall Duncan Fife chair.
Oh, yeah.
In Thomasville. What I enjoyed and what I would say, if I were doing the list, I would put Mount Airy, North Carolina as the roadside attraction. If we can take Roswell, New Mexico as an attraction, Mount Airy, North Carolina as a roadside attraction. Do you know? You don't know.
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
You do not know.
I do not know.
I know. I knew in my heart you wouldn't know Mount Airy, North Carolina. It is the real life town that was the fictional setting of Mayberry.
I had a feeling. I was about to say, why have you not chosen Mayberry? And now I get why. Okay.
So this is where Andy Griffith was from.
Yeah.
You go to downtown Mount Airy, North Carolina, and it here.
Looks like Mayberry.
Yes.
Really?
You can go visit the courthouse. I mean, they have the replica of it there. The Andy Griffith Museum is there. The whole town is dedicated to it. You can ride in the squad cars, take tours. That's what we did. Guy dressed up like Barney Fife, take you around town, hit the sirens on it. It's a lot of fun. We met the son of the real Floyd the Barber from the show.
Really?
It's a really neat town.
Huh.
That's what I would put as the roadside attraction, is going to Mount Airy, North Carolina.
But you got to be like a diehard Andy Griffith fan.
You can sleep in Andy Griffith's boyhood home. It is owned by Hampton Inn.
See, I have no desire to do that. Like that doesn't excite me at all. That's what I'm saying. I think that's too niche.
Again, this is one of the greatest shows of all time. It is not like there are 5 of us out there that have watched the show and like the show.
But there might be 5 of you that call it the greatest of all time.
No, there's a lot more than that. When they have Andy Griffith days, the town is absolutely jam-packed with people.
I'm sure
it's huge.
But jam-packed in a town that size is what, 47 people and a couple dogs?
This is massive. Massive.
All right, we got North Dakota. I think it's my turn.
Yeah.
The Enchanted Highway in Regent, North Dakota. Driving across the flat North Dakota prairies can be monotonous.
Yes, it can.
So the towering whimsical sculpture. I can't talk, or I can't read. That's the problem. I mean, I can't. Calm down. A 32-mile stretch of Highway 21. It looks like there's just a bunch of sculptures on the road.
Giant metal deer, huge grasshopper.
Yeah, this is nothing to write home about.
No, they just put some stuff out there that's kind of
to keep you entertained.
Yeah. Like North Dakota's so boring. They're like, we need something to keep somebody from falling asleep and dying while they're driving through our state. What can we do? Let's put up some sculptures every few miles. Pass.
Yeah, pass on
that. Ohio, you have Bible Walk.
Okay. Cautious optimism.
Ohio has traditional roadside attractions like weird museums, giant robots, and a Goodyear blimp. But if you want to get a genuinely weird experience, look no further than Bible Walk. We generally stayed away from non-precious moments related to religious stuff. But Bible Walks are exception. You will be treated to Madame Tussauds, where's that? A biblical wax.
Oh, a wax museum.
Tableau. A wax museum dedicated to martyrs, Reformation, and other pious figures. The fact that many of the wax figures appear to be actual repurposed celebrity effigies. There's even Clark Gable and Liz Taylor.
Yeah,
gives us a real slightly hilarious edge.
That's what I was going to say. Like, looking at this picture, I can tell they're repurposed because I'm pretty sure the dude in the purple looks like Bob Odenkirk from Better Call Saul.
This is weird.
This is weird.
This is weird. Yeah. I'm not sure if hang on. We got to Google it. What's it called?
Bible Walk in Mansfield, Ohio.
Bible Walk, Mansfield. Here we go.
This is very interesting.
4.7 stars, 374 reviews. So not a lot of people going. I keep seeing this.
The question is,
this is a wax museum, which you have already.
I've already said I'm not a big fan of wax museums. I'm always intrigued. I always want to go, but I'm always going to be disappointed, so I've just stopped.
Okay. I'm going to ask you a question. Okay. This is obviously Jesus with a bunch of kids. Is that part of the Jackson 5?
It looks like it.
I think it is.
And of course, Jesus is a white Caucasian with perfect hair.
Yeah, a European dude with blonde hair. A great representation of what the real Jesus would look like. Wow.
This is interesting.
I don't think I'm wasting my time or money to go here.
I don't think I am either. We're both, we're we're Christian dudes. We're in on this kind of stuff fully.
This is just weird, though.
It feels weird and a little bit sacrilegious.
Yeah.
You know, I want to say it's well intended, but I don't know that I really can say that.
They call it Ohio's only wax museum. And they have over 325 life-size wax figures in 100 scenes. If I told you that you could go for $6.50, would you go? Hang on. That's only if you want to go on one tour. They have 7 tours. If you want to go on all 7 tours,
why would you go?
It takes 5 hours to complete.
Holy smokes!
You will save $2 though. You can do it for $38. Would you do it? Are you willing to give 5 hours of your time to Ohio's only wax museum that is dedicated to the Bible, made out of people that were not in the Bible?
We're going to use some of our podcast budget, and we're going to just go out there for some content. No, I'm not wasting any money on that. Sorry, Ohio.
You could also do it after hours. Go in the dark. It's called Bible Walk Glow. That might be creepy.
Oklahoma has a blue whale, because that makes sense in Oklahoma. In Catoosa, Oklahoma, is a giant friendly whale in the middle of a landlocked state, of course, is weird. The story of the Titan dipping halfway into a pond makes it even more strange and wonderful. Built as a gift from a husband to a wife, the whale became a centerpiece of a larger roadside attraction, the Animal Reptile Kingdom, which was built to resemble Noah's Ark. As the couple grew old, the attraction was abandoned, with the ark falling into disrepair, but the whale remains vibrant. This article says it sounds like a setup for a Scooby-Doo mystery. So yeah, this giant whale in Oklahoma, it's kind of neat. You can walk on it.
4.5 stars.
Okay.
3.8 thousand reviews.
Wow.
This is the place people are going. It looks like it's got a whole little park here.
It has a water slide coming out of the whale.
How do I see
I'm taking the blue
all
whale.
the pictures here. It's not pulling all the pictures up, but the pictures that I see of it, it looks interesting.
I'm taking the blue whale just because it's got a water slide attached to it.
TravelOK.com, which is their official, travel website. It talks about it. It lists it on there. This is a cool one. This one deserves to be on the list.
Yeah. And I've taken it at 4 right now. What do we have in
Oregon?
We
got the Enchanted Forest.
Gosh.
Look at that. Would you just look at it?
That's cool.
This is, they say, part slightly aloof amusement park, part folk art fantasia. The Enchanted Forest sits tucked into the evergreen branches alongside Oregon's I-5 right next to Salem. Okay, so this is probably easily accessible. You're not going to have to go out of the way to get there.
Right.
It includes slightly skewed handmade attraction, has drawn families, and naturopathically enhanced adults.
We got a 40-foot splashdown drop.
With such landmarks as a castle, a forest dotted with foreboding fairy tale characters, miniature villages, rides, a gigantic witch's head whose mouth doubles as an entrance to the slide. And for the psychedelically inclined, it's a riotous journey down a very different kind of rabbit hole.
Taking it.
You didn't even give me time to take it. I was in the middle of reading the deal about it. This looks neat. Okay,
this is cool.
I've got to Google it now. What was it called?
Enchanted Forest.
Forest, Oregon. Here we go. 4.6 stars, another 3.8 thousand reviews.
Wow.
This looks kind of neat, kind of creepy. The more I see some of these pictures.
It looks like...
look at that. I'm going to tell you what I see when I look at these.
What do you see?
I see... This reminds me of your stories of Dogpatch.
Yes.
Looking at this.
Yes, you're exactly right. That's exactly
what this makes me think of.
Which Arkansas should have been Dogpatch, USA.
Can you still go to it?
I mean, we did. I don't know, actually. I don't know if the public can just drive up in there or not. That's a good question. But
this is worthy of being a roadside attraction, though.
This is cool. It's an amusement park. I wonder what the price is. Do we know? Let me see. Hold on.
Enchanted Forest
schedule,
Oregon.
park info, prices. Let's look at the prices here. If it's outrageous, it's going to get dropped. Admission tickets. Oh, that's a pre-purchase price. Teenagers and adults, 13 and older, $27.
It's okay. Too expensive for me.
It's a little bit pricey,
I'm not
depending
paying.
on what all is there.
Things to do.
There are rides.
You got a big timber log ride. It's sort of like Silver Dollar City right there.
They got the Ice Mountain bobsled roller. They got a roller coaster. They have a couple roller coasters. They got bumper cars. They got a haunted house, a carousel. This looks like a little Silver Dollar City.
Okay.
$27. I mean, attractions. What other attractions do we have? This is a Storybook Lane. Enter through the castle, through Alice in Wonderland's rabbit hole, down to the old lady who lived in the shoe.
If you buy tickets online, they're $23.75.
Okay.
You get a little
European
discount.
Village. Indoor Target shooting. This has a ton of stuff to do.
Okay.
Comedy theater.
This is more, though, than a roadside attraction, though.
That's true. I'm going to put it at 3. I moved Lucy the elephant up to 2.
Like when the museum at the Bible Walk in Ohio wants you to give them 5 hours of your time, and this is going to be I would
rather spend 5 hours here than the Bible Walk.
I agree.
Easily.
And this is $23.75 instead of $38.
It's true.
You're getting better value in Oregon than you are in Ohio.
Yeah.
Between their two weird roadside attractions.
Pennsylvania, we have the Vintage Electric Streetcar Company in Windber, Pennsylvania. Journey to Pennsylvania's coal country. Come upon the small town of Windber. Vintage Electric Streetcar Company, more commonly known as the Windber Trolley Graveyard, contains 14 long decommissioned trolley cars tucked into the Pennsylvania woods by a trolley enthusiast, Ed Metka. It's private property.
Yes.
So you can't get there on your own, but you can email this dude to set up a $30 tour.
Okay, that's what I'm looking at. It was sold to a scrapper.
Wow.
No.
I mean, it looks cool-ish. It's like I would want to film a short film there. You know?
Sure.
I don't think I want to visit it, though.
Rhode Island has the Fantastic Umbrella Factory.
Cool.
The Fantastic Umbrella Factory does not just have umbrellas.
Ooh, twist.
It has everything. Everything.
Literally everything.
A regionally beloved bazaar and the shopping experience to end all shopping experiences.
Okay.
This outpost is a collection of 5 stores where you can pick up every conceivable type of artisanal wares. Now, haven't you been looking for a place to pick up every conceivable type of artisanal wear?
You know it.
From plant baskets to blown glass to vintage eyeglasses to drums to organic vegetables growing around the premises. They also have a bamboo forest, a seasonal cafe, a petting zoo that has goats, emus, chickens, and ducks. The Fantastic Umbrella Factory in Charlestown, Rhode Island.
I don't know what Google gives this, but I do know what Craig gives this. That's what I give it. One big old thumbs down.
It gets 4.6 stars.
Goodness.
1,200 reviews.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Oh my gosh.
Look at this. You don't want to go here?
This looks like Cracker Barrel on steroids. That's what this is.
Oh, that's a good way to phrase it.
That's all it is. It's just a massive Cracker Barrel.
I'll tell you what I would like to see.
And why is it called the Umbrella Factory if umbrellas are not there? This is just a store. This isn't a roadside attraction. It's just a shop.
They have the world's largest bug in Providence.
See, that's more interesting to
the
me.
big blue bug, a.k.a. Nibbles Woodaway. It's a giant blue termite that's been on top of a rooftop for over 40 years there.
Nibbles Woodaway.
It's a termite. Nibbles Woodaway. They have a fighting CB statue.
Okay.
They have JFK's rejected grave slab.
Oh, my.
It was not worthy of making the Arlington National Cemetery, and so it lives there.
And Rhode Island is not that big, so like
No. See,
for it not to make the list.
I want to go to Rhode Island because I'm pretty sure the first Baptist church in America was founded in Rhode Island.
Oh,
That's
really?
what I would go see. I would go see. I'm a Baptist, so I'd go see
Yeah.
and I would go look at Nibbles Woodaway
Nibbles Woodaway still cracks me up.
over the umbrella. Fantastic umbrella factory.
Let's see what we got. I've got one left. You've got 3. We're in the S's, so we're getting close. So people hanging with us for an hour, just hold tight. South Carolina has south of the border.
Okay.
In Hammer, South Carolina, started as a simple beer stand serving the neighboring dry North Carolina counties, morphed into a 10-seat grill, motel, souvenir shop, fireworks store, barbershop, drugstore, post office, and even go-kart track. We continue listing everything about south of the border offers now, but we think you get the idea. You can eat, shop, sleep there with its kitsch too large to miss. The 104-foot tall mascot, Pedro, is certainly the star. 104-foot tall mascot. Wow.
Must be that guy.
I guess so. That doesn't seem 104 feet tall. Does it?
Doesn't. Maybe that's it.
Yeah. Pass.
Now, hang on a second. This gets 3.9 stars.
Wow.
24,000 reviews.
Are you serious?
24,000.
24,000
This is up there
people
with
have-
maybe the most reviewed thing that we've seen.
I think it is.
Winchester House may have edged this out.
Maybe. This is...
Look at the hotel.
It is
that
gross.
that you can stay in. Look at that pool.
The pool is kind of dope. That must be Pedro. That still doesn't look like 104 feet. I think they're fudging some numbers there. Looks like that water tower thing may be what they're talking about.
A reptile lagoon. What do you do here?
Everything. Like there's shops, there's restaurants, there's barbershops, there's fireworks, there's a motel, there's a drugstore and post office, a go-kart. I mean, it's like somebody had some money and just said, we'll just keep adding on a whole bunch of stuff. Like it looks like it's one big strip mall. Pass. Just a hard pass.
I stop here often driving back and forth to Florida. It's reasonably clean. Staff is friendly, except the lady running the ice cream station. Come on, lady running the ice cream station. And pets are generally allowed.
Okay, well, hold on.
This was a month ago, okay? This is a 4 out of 5 star review.
Okay, so hold on. It's generally clean. Sometimes you can bring pets.
It's reasonably clean, and pets are generally allowed, and the people are mostly friendly, except for the lady who runs the ice cream station.
That is so funny.
They have great prices, gift shops, statues, attractions. They have a high-end steakhouse. Now, I don't know what this individual considers a high-end steakhouse.
That's what I want to know.
Okay, but they say that they have one.
Yeah.
Not putting it on your list?
I'm not putting it on my list.
I feel like I'm running out of options.
I might rather go to the Bible Walk.
Oh, come on now. I don't know. I'm going to pass on it for the time, but I may have to come back to it.
Okay. What we got next is South Dakota. Okay.
I knew it had to be it.
Really?
I knew
You've
this
been
had
here?
to be it, and I've been there.
Have you been here?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us about it, because I don't know what it is.
Well, if you go to South Dakota, there's not a lot. It's sort of like North Dakota, but it's better than North Dakota.
Because it's warmer? A little south?
Well, I guess slightly. But you do have Mount Rushmore. You have Needles Highway. You have the Badlands National Park. And, of course, all across the state as you drive, you're going to see billboards like every 2 miles that tell you how many more miles you have to go to get to Wall Drugstore.
Okay.
And if you travel and you've been up into this area of the Midwest, you have been to Wall Drug.
Okay.
It's in Wall, South Dakota.
Okay.
And I'll just read. It is the roadside attraction to end all roadside attractions rising out of the prehistoric landscape preceding the Badlands. There's so little things that are in the area. You have to go here.
It's a really good website for a drugstore.
Oh, it is.
Oh, my gosh.
It
That's a
is
giant T-Rex.
amazing.
So this is like...
You can get
a Buc-ee's for a drugstore. Is that what?
This is like the OG Buc-ee's. Okay, they were Buc-ee's before Buc-ee's was Buc-ee's.
A boot store.
This place is absolutely massive. It is very Western. You can get, let's see, what is it? Yep, all the signs will tell you you get free ice water.
Oh boy!
Stop me.
Oh boy!
Back in the when this opened, 1931, you know they want you to stop here, get you some free iced coffee and 5-cent coffee.
You said iced coffee, free iced coffee. You meant ice water.
Ice water and 5-cent coffee.
Okay.
And it's still 5 cents.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that good
now
on 'em.
they say the ice water is great. By the way, the coffee not so much. And even if you wish to avoid it, you kind of can't. It's one of the last places to get gas for a while. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
This is so remote.
This is where you go.
You better stop at Wall Drug because you're not going to see anything else for a while. But they have food. We ate here. We got snacks here. You do shopping there. It is fantastic. You got to go to Wall Drug.
So this looks like a massive cross between a Buc-ee's and a Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Okay. Hey, it looks dope. I would stop here.
They have a jackalope.
I would stop here. Yeah. Where do you want it? You got 2, 3, and 4.
I'm going to put it number 2.
Okay.
I'm going to put it number 2. They have beautiful Christmas ornaments, and you know how I like a Christmas ornament. And we have a very nice glass hand painted Wall Drug Christmas ornament for our tree. That is one of the centerpiece features on our tree each year.
Okay.
They have donuts. I don't know if we mentioned the donuts. They got donuts. Donuts were good. I enjoyed it. It's kind of kitschy.
Yeah.
But this is a roadside attraction.
Okay.
And it's worthy of being a roadside attraction.
Okay.
This isn't the Mexico shop of South Carolina with the 105-foot Pedro.
Yeah.
Okay. This is better.
The difference between the two, they're both kind of in the same vein.
Yes.
But where South Carolina's looked like it was just patched together, kind of let's go as cheap as we can, as just kitschy as we can. It looks like the other. I would say it's a cross between a Buc-ee's, Cracker Barrel, and Bass Pro, from what I've seen.
Yeah.
Like it looks like
you got to get that in there.
Well done, put together, well, intentional thought.
4.1 stars, 4.1 thousand reviews.
Wow.
76,000 square feet.
Good Lord.
It's a big place.
It's a big place. Tennessee.
Rocky Top.
You would think there'd be like a giant guitar or something, but
it's going to be a Smokey the Bear.
In Pigeon Forge has the Titanic Museum. The Titanic Museum.
Go ahead.
There's also one in Branson.
Yes.
If you ever want to know what it's like to board the RMS Titanic, you know before its tragic journey, you're in luck. Pigeon Forge is for tourists. That is true. The world's largest museum, Titanic Museum, is something you have to see with your own eyes. The interior and exterior look just like the actual ship, so you'll get all the bang for your $35. You'll walk through real-life replicas of corridors, rooms, and even the grand staircase while imagining you're a millionaire in 1912. Everyone who enters the ship receives a boarding pass of... Wow, that's kind of morbid a little bit, isn't it?
Oh, no.
Everyone receives a boarding pass of someone who actually boarded or worked on the real Titanic. All those people have died.
So they do have one of these in Branson, which Branson is just Pigeon Forge West.
Right. Yeah, same place.
It is Las Vegas for Christian people, right?
That's right, yes.
Pigeon Forge is basically the same thing of the East.
Yeah.
It is cool to see the big ship. This one looks like it's bigger than the one in Branson. The one in Branson's like a half ship.
Yeah, this looks like it is at least
like a replica of the real deal.
Yeah, 2/3 of this ship. I don't know if it all goes all the way back.
I talked to a friend about this place the other night. 2 nights ago, this came up in a discussion.
Really?
Yep. How often does a Titanic museum come in a discussion and then we talk about it 2 days later in a random podcast? I don't know, but it does, and they really enjoyed this one.
You've got your 3 and 4 left.
I'm going to hold off on it.
Okay.
I'm going to hold off on it. I feel like Tennessee probably had some better things.
Yeah, I do too.
What
did this get on Google?
Oh, I probably should look.
It looks really cool. I mean, I would definitely like to go onto a replica of the Titanic and just walk around. I think
4.6 stars, 20,000 reviews.
Oh my gosh. I feel like we're obligated to take it with that number.
Yeah, give it to me at number 4.
Okay.
Titanic Museum, Tennessee. I don't know if it's just because we have one in Branson and I've been there. It's like not speaking to me.
Yeah.
That could be why. Where are we going next? Okay, here we are. Texas.
Texas.
Not what I thought it was going to be.
Nope, not at all.
It's called the Orange Show.
Okay.
This looks like Dog Patch.
This
right?
looks like it's going to be a loser.
This is in Houston. The Orange Show. You might really be into pineapple, or perhaps you have a strong affinity for apples, but no fruit focus love can compare to the late Jefferson Davis McKissick's had for oranges.
I'm glad you said McKissick.
I thought like
I thought we were going Jefferson.
Like when Jefferson Davis lost the Civil War, he was like, okay, what can I do next? What can I get into?
Oranges in Texas.
Let's go set up an orange amusement park in Texas. You know, the whole being president of the Confederacy didn't work.
Confederate president would want to do.
All you have to do is pull up to this 3,000 square foot Houston shrine to the prize citrus, and you'll immediately check any skepticism at the tangerine hued door.
I doubt it. I bet
let's see. They began constructing it in 1956. It's filled with hand-painted signs detailing orange-related statistics, health benefits, and other musings. It has a wishing well, a gift shop, a stage, a carnival-like collection of vintage rides and artifacts. He put the finishing touches on it in 1979. And now it is a nonprofit organization dedicated to promoting and preserving quirky creations throughout Houston. $5 gets you admission, and they say it might be the best $5 you've ever spent.
Well, $5 does you nothing right now because the Orange Show is currently closed for restoration.
Oh.
They are not offering tours inside the Orange Show monument. You can still view the site from the outside.
The Orange Show, Houston.
The Orange Show for Visionary Art, with the assistance of the Save America's Treasure grant, is currently restoring the historic Orange Show.
Listen, this is as bad as Mississippi's grocery store.
This is bad.
This does not represent the best of the weird things of Texas.
And why is this a nonprofit?
Again, the same as the grocery store in Mississippi. This gets 4.5 stars, 279 reviews. Don't come at me with a place like Texas and give me something that's got 279 reviews.
There's got to be
Roadside America.
Better. Yeah.
Let's give you some options, as this is disappointing.
That's very.
You guys missed the. Okay, number one on here is Cadillac Ranch in Amarillo, which is exactly what I thought it should be.
Absolutely.
They also have the National Museum of Funeral History. That's way better than this place. The Big Texan Ranch. That's a roadside attraction.
I have been there.
It's in Amarillo. You can do Cadillac Ranch and the Big Texan all in one deal.
So I have been to both the Cadillac and the Big Texan. You can get the big steak. That's 72 ounce. I mean, Amarillo is a little hidden gem in Texas, I believe. I mean, there's a lot of just quirky stuff.
There's also
Amarillo.
a place out there called Blue Sky that's a really good burger place. And I'm going blank on the barbecue place, but there's a really good barbecue place in Amarillo.
Yeah. Big swing and a miss. Texas is.
Listen to this thing. In Austin is the Museum of the Weird.
On a list that's called the weirdest roadside attractions, you left out Museum of the Weird in one of the biggest states in the union.
You know, they missed it.
Utah. Utah has a hole in the rock.
What?
In Moab, Utah. You're driving down U.S.
Okay, I was there and didn't see this.
Thinking vaguely of finding some place to pull over and stretch, maybe get some snacks. When you see in the distance a massive red rock face with blazing white detailing, you drive closer. Hole in the rock, painted in the rock. 5,000 square foot home carved into rock, where you'll find a trading post, general store, art collection, and such.
I was there and never saw it.
This says that you can. Oh wait, hold on. And they have a petting zoo with camels, zebras, and albino raccoons. The website says, "We are not your destination. We are an amazing stop along the way." I don't know if it's an amazing stop. This feels like the Mississippi place also.
When you Google it, their website calls it the most amazing roadside attraction.
I would disagree with that.
Kudos on their SEO for that.
I think they're going for this is a hole in the wall. That's a phrase people will use. You got to find a hole in a wall. And obviously Utah has a lot of rocks, so they leaned into it. I don't think it works here.
I was in Moab, okay? Not that big of a place. I never saw this, and I don't remember seeing any advertisings for it. I'm sorry. This cannot be the best that Utah has to offer.
Yeah, it can't be.
Come on now. Oh, my gosh. They call it the number one.
Wow.
They call it the number one.
What's the Google review? What was that again?
There is no Google review for it.
That's surprising.
Hole in the Rock, Utah. Maybe I just...
Well,
let's try this. Here we go. 4.4 stars, 2,900 reviews. Found it.
it's a lot.
I
don't get it.
gotta disagree. I just gotta disagree with that.
It's got a good website.
They do have a good
Moab's
website.
most famous roadside attraction.
What else do they? They have the biggest pit in the world.
Take a guided tour.
They have the mounted head of the dog. At one time, this was the world's largest Saint Bernard, and the owners loved it so much that they kept its head and mounted it in a local saloon.
Gosh.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
Okay, there's not a lot of...
There is a
good
house.
things on
So
this.
there's a big house. They've turned this cave is a house. That's kind of neat.
Okay.
I would have led with
That's
that.
neat. Yeah, that looks... Okay. From what I'm seeing here, this is...
Painting of Jesus in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not taking it.
It's still kind of trashy.
I'm not taking it.
Vermont.
The Museum of Everyday Life. It's a tiny roadside museum in Glover, northeastern Vermont. It's dedicated to the mundane, the familiar, the sort of objects that don't make it into museums. Pencils, scissors, toothbrushes, keys. You know, this sounds amazing. But not everything there is static. There are intermittent puppet shows.
Oh my gosh.
Because you want to go to this place to see a puppet show, don't you? Take your kid here and be like, hey, we're going to watch the puppets.
My favorite part is this
and
place,
other live performances.
it's self-serve.
It's a self-serve museum. You make your donation at the door and turn the lights off when you leave.
Oh my. This
Hang on.
This feels like somebody inherited a barn with a bunch of stuff, a hoarder's house, and they just said, you know what we can do? We'll just turn it into something.
4.8 stars, 146 reviews.
How this country
This
is
was
so
opened
weird.
in 2011.
This country is so weird.
This is weird. This is a weird roadside
This
attraction.
is weird.
I like the fact that you just kind of
Hold on.
go, what?
Okay. They have a staff page on their website. I want to list off some of the staff.
Okay. Wait, are we on the same site?
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
Here's their museum staff. Philosopher at large, John Bell, PhD. Chief operating philosopher, Claire Dolan, RN. Philosopher at large, Thomas Dolan, MA. Philosopher at large, Gabriel Levine, PhD. Philosopher at large, Jennifer Miller. Jennifer? That's a beard.
Okay.
Materials
Okay.
and motions expert, Kate Peck. What state was this in?
This is in Vermont. They have a philosophy department.
This is so
Yeah.
weird.
The philosophy department lies at the heart of this museum.
Apparently, they're all
Humming with the collective thought activity of our most radical and innovative philosophers, the well-worn upholstery and dimly lit hallways of this department belie the vast frontiers we explore here. They researching current exhibition themes and ruminating about everyday life are the chief tasks of our philosophers, as well as setting the guideposts for future projects. They write manifestos.
Oh boy.
I am slightly scared by this place.
They have parades.
They offer meditations. They have a toothbrush meditation.
This feels like that. I mean, it looks like grandma's back porch in rural Alabama. That's what this place looks like.
Yeah.
But yet everything about their website screams super high concept, in the
Like,
tripping on LSD and think it's in a philosophical experience.
Like, these people should have been alive in the 60s.
Exactly. Yes.
The 60s. This is when these people should have been around for those days of philosophy.
Oh my gosh. Virginia.
I'm not going there.
No, I'm not taking it. Virginia has Dinosaur Land. Oh, we've made our third.
We got another dinosaur.
Technically fourth dinosaur attraction in White Post, Virginia, 75 miles outside of D.C. Dinosaur Land. What originally began as a small gift shops transformed into a massive park scattered with more than 50 towering handmade dinosaur statues. If you weren't a dinosaur expert before, you'll leave as a genius. Just about every species, from Stegosaurus to the I can't pronounce that. There's a derpy-looking T-Rex who stands next to a long-necked plant-eating Apatosaurus in a way that makes it seem like they're gossiping, apparently. What is our fascination with dinosaur sculptures?
This gets 4.3 stars, 1.2 thousand reviews.
Like, I'm a fan of dinosaurs. I think dinosaurs are interesting. But we must have gone through a phase in roadside attractions at some point that caused everyone to say, hey, we can make some money off of dinosaurs.
Yeah. This isn't doing it for me.
Or that, or the writers of this post are just obsessed with dinosaurs.
That could be. Hang on. Let's look at Roadside America. Let's look at Virginia. Okay, they have the humongous beach dude gorilla giant. Since 1996, one of the tallest statues in America.
Wow.
Dinosaur Land comes up number 2.
Man.
The arm of Stonewall Jackson, the most famous body part of America's bloodiest war, merits its own grave in a tiny cemetery.
Okay.
Dinosaur Kingdom 2.
Electric Boogaloo?
I'm running out of options.
I know, this back half, man, is exhausting. I'm sorry to people listening. We're an hour and 20 into this thing.
Yeah.
This is what you get for reading the list blind, I guess.
We're coming to the end of it, though.
We are.
Washington, I assume you're not taking that.
No.
Okay. Washington has Marsh's Free Museum. Spend enough time in the Pacific Northwest, Twin Peaks starts to look like a documentary. What do we have here?
It looks like what is in Arkansas.
Yes, it does. The humanoid is Jake the Alligator Man, a star of Weekly World News who resides at Marsh's Free Museum, a sprawling peculiarium filled with ceiling-to-floor weirdness and kitsch. You can find seashells and kites, two-headed calves, and jarred tapeworms in vintage baseball games. Oh, and a celebrity sighting is all but guaranteed. It just so happens that said celebrity is a ghoulish reptilian nightmare.
There you go. Yeah, no way. I'm passing.
Yep.
West Virginia. Mystery Hole in Fayetteville, West Virginia, near the new River George in Fayetteville.
My interest is piqued.
Lies a mystery hole. What you'll see here, that depends on you. Ooh. Some report seeing objects roll uphill instead of down. Some find furniture balanced in ways that furniture should not be able to balance. Gravity, it seems, does its own thing here. Mystery Hole is open May through October. Guided tours are $10 each, cash preferred. And be sure to leave your phone and electric devices in your car. They are forbidden during the tour, and if you get caught, you won't get a refund.
That's the penalty?
That's the penalty. You won't get a refund.
So can I take the tour and then be like, this was a waste of $10. I want my money back?
I don't know if like you are kicked out and then you won't get it. I don't know what that is, but okay.
This is weird.
This feels like a low budget version of Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Yeah, 4.1 stars, 457 reviews. Wisconsin. Did you have anything else to say about the Mystery Hole?
No.
Okay. Wisconsin has the Rock in the House. The modest brick house perched at the bottom of a tall cliffside showcases a 55-ton boulder lodged in its gaping back room. One night in April 1995, the giant rock rolled down the hill and crashed into Maxine and Dwight Anderson's bedroom. No injuries were reported, and the retired couple's recently renovated home was totaled.
This feels like a stretch. This is reaching. This basically says somebody bought the property and turned it into an attraction.
And it was closed in 2021.
This is called, we tried to sell this place. Nobody's going to buy it because it's this. You'll have to demo it. And this guy goes, I wonder if somebody just see this rock in a room. Yeah. No. Pass. Last state. We both have one left. I've got my number one left. Wyoming, town of Bar None. In Bar None, Wyoming. Despite its name, there are actually 2 bars.
Oh, boy. Oh, man. We're hurting. We're hurting.
That's what this is. There are 2 bars in Bar None. That's it.
One thrives on sports fandom darts and $2 pints. The other fills out a massive old airplane hangar.
Okay.
It was built on an open airfield.
Boy,
wow.
way to finish strong.
Okay.
I think they knew nobody was getting to the end of this list, so they just threw some stuff.
They really let us down here toward the end.
Goodness gracious.
So now we have to fill in.
We got to fill in.
What is the most interesting things left on this list?
So I'm moving some stuff around, obviously. Pardon the dead air, everybody.
Yeah,
we got to do a little work. And this would be where normally people would edit this part of the video and the podcast out.
Why not?
Just don't do that. We don't have
Give
time.
me, did you take it? Give me Havre Beneath the Streets.
Okay,
from Montana.
Yeah, that's you wanted it 3,
I wanted it 3.
or do you want to move Titanic up?
No, I'm going to leave it at Titanic at 4.
Okay.
I think this sounds kind of interesting that they.
Where was that at?
This was in Montana. They moved the entire town underground after a fire had wiped it out while they were rebuilding.
I'm going to take.
So my list is filled out now.
Yeah.
Okay. And what have you done to your list?
I just moved everything up 1.
Okay, so you're trying to fill in your 4th thing.
And I'm going to take.
Ooh. Did the Enchanted Forest make it?
It did. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm tempted. Okay. I'm going to take. I'm going to take the chest of drawers.
See, I was thinking chest of drawers or hole in the rock were like the 2 best remaining things.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's bracket this sad little list out, shall we?
If you want to be the best, you have to beat the rest. This is the Best Things Bracket.
Alrighty. I think either way, I think Winchester House has a pretty good chance of keeping the crown, but here we go nonetheless. Weirdest Roadside Attractions Part 2. Roswell, New Mexico versus the Chest of Drawers in North Carolina. 3, 2, 1. Roswell. Wall Drug, South Dakota versus the Blue Whale of Oklahoma. 3, 2, 1. Wall Drug. We have Lucy the Elephant in New Jersey versus the Titanic Museum in Tennessee. 3, 2, 1. Lucy. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Enchanted Forest versus Havre, Montana. 3, 2, 1.
Havre.
Enchanted, really? I'm going to go Enchanted Forest.
I feel like a whole town underground is neater than one kitschy Enchanted Forest.
Yeah, but it's an amusement park. It's got so many things
creepy
to
rides.
do. It's got so many things to do. It's themed. My personal opinion, I think you're going to get bored with the Havre pretty fast. I think you're going to spend 30 minutes in there and be okay. Let's go. You know, you can spend all day in the Enchanted Forest.
Okay.
All
Good
right.
enough.
That was it. That's all it took.
Go ahead. Move it on.
Enchanted moves on then.
You convinced me.
Roswell, New Mexico versus Wall Drug. 3, 2, 1. Roswell.
Man.
You have been to Wall
I
Drug.
have been to one of these two places, and I haven't been to Roswell, so I want to take Roswell, but what if it's just a complete crap show when you get there, and it's like, this was way overrated. I shouldn't have come here. I've been to Wall Drug. I know what it is. I know what to expect. Yeah, give me Roswell.
Okay.
It's weirder. It's weirder.
It's true. Lucy, the elephant versus the Enchanted Forest. 3, 2, 1.
Enchanted
Lucy.
Forest.
Really?
You just finished telling me I could spend all day hearing how great it is. Now you want me to say that just looking at a 6-story elephant is better than going to a whole day at the Enchanted Forest?
We can go to 1 to 10. That's fine with me. But like, I gave it the nod because of number 1, the size, and number 2, it's the first one. You know, the longevity. Lucy, 1 to 10. 3, 2, 1, 7. Enchanted Forest. 3, 2, 1, 7. Wow. Lucy 1 to I did not think we'd go this far. Lucy 1 to 100. 3, 2, 1, 75. I forget math notes doesn't work in this app. Dang it. 157. Enchanted Forest. 3, 2, 1, 73. 156 by 1. Lucy advances.
Congratulations, Lucy.
Now, hold on. How? Yeah, I guess so. Roswell versus Lucy. 3, 2, 1. Roswell. Congratulations, Roswell, New Mexico. You are the weirdest roadside attraction on this half of the bracket.
Yes.
But okay, so we have Roswell versus Winchester House.
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Winchester House.
Yeah, I think it's still better.
Yep.
I think it's so weird. That's saying something's weirder than Roswell, New Mexico is saying something. It is. But I do think
if I had been to Roswell, New Mexico and knew what was there, maybe, but the Winchester House is just such a weird, cool,
very weird and very cool
attraction.
Yeah. Okay, we have nothing to go up against because last week Brisket
entered the Hall of Fame. So Winchester has 1 win under its belt.
Well, how do we want to do this? Because
it has to be number 1, right?
I guess so.
Whatever we choose next week goes up against Winchester House.
Technically, this is its second win.
No, I don't agree with that since it was a 2-parter.
But it's, okay, so it's already lost this battle before.
Did it?
I think it lost.
Or did we just
Brisket?
Did we just say that we would revisit it when we got to here?
I don't remember. We'll go ahead and put it on there.
It has to go on there.
It's got to go on there. So Winchester House, congratulations, you're making it to the board for at least 1 week. I don't think it's going to last very long.
I don't think so either.
So for all of you who are clamoring, hey, give us part 2. We hope you're still listening because
please don't. Well, you've already bailed. You're not even listening at this point.
Nobody's listening to this point. We are talking to nobody.
Half of this. Look, it's not our fault that from the M's to the W's don't have very interesting roadside attractions.
Yeah.
Or that these people in Thrillist didn't know what to do.
It's true. I think we could have remade our own list.
We could have remade our own list and had more interest.
Revisit. Maybe we'll do a part 3 and it'll be our own list at some point.
Yeah, we should.
Make it a trilogy. All right. You got anything else?
I really don't.
All right, that'll do it. I'm Craig.
I'm Aaron.
We'll talk at you next time.
Thanks for listening to the Best Things Podcast. If you liked today's episode, subscribe and leave us a review wherever you're listening now. And remember, connect with us on the socials at Best Things Pod, and you may hear your take on an upcoming episode.